Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get on.
Hello, everybody! Yay! We're back. Happy April, everybody. Happy spring. It's spring, but it's 46 degrees. I don't know why. It's spring, but we're dressed like it's wintertime. It's too cold.
I think the days are getting a little bit warmer now.
Yeah.
And that's it. So, maybe a couple of years or your next, maybe by next week's podcast, it will be better.
There's a little better weather on next week's podcast.
Right. Yeah, hopefully. Keep our fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. But good April, everybody. This week, everybody, we saw MonkeyMan starring Indian heartthrob
Dev Patel.
Yeah.
Right.
Not Dave, but Dev.
Dev Patel from UK. I think he's from UK.
Yeah, he's UK.
born.
Yeah. So they have those now. They have Indian people in the UK.
They have a lot more than here.
They have too many, yeah. But you guys liked the movie going in? Did you know what you were getting into? I believe you wanted us to watch this movie.
Yeah, I wanted to watch this movie. I was recommended by a lot of people. But yeah, it was good, but too much violence, not enough peaceful scenes.
Yeah.
It was back-to-back violent scenes. But I think the direction was really good. The way Dev Patel, did. He's been in some good movies with good directors, Daddy Boyle and people like them. So I think he has learned the art, but I think he overdid it. I know there were very good reviews by a lot of people that he will be nominated and he might win.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know he not only directed the movie, he wrote the movie and starred in the movie. Yeah.
It's under one of the producers
production,
also.
direction.
Yeah. I mean, he
Too
co-wrote,
many
I think.
hats he was wearing, and so that's where maybe sometimes which way to look at an angle.
As well.
I read an interview with him where he said like he was inspired by kind of John Wick, and he was also inspired by India, and he wanted to do something kind of elements of Bollywood, but he wanted to do something darker than what people are used to seeing. And it's definitely something you guys are maybe not used to seeing. I know you watch a little more action movies, but you also...
I figured, remember I said that there was even John Wick mentioned even in the initial...
Yeah, there's a joke
about that the guns, I have the latest guns for John Wick. I think, I agree that it was like a one-man wrecking crew, just like John Wick did. So
actually,
too much of that,
Because you have had to see action movies over the years.
Yeah, I think that is not the...
Would you drag her to a lot of action movies, or
I've seen a lot of action films, but
I don't think she's a John Wick type. That's still too much.
But I don't see India in that way. So I don't know. There might be true scene some place in India like that, but not the way I see this.
Do you think it was too dark a portrayal?
Right, and it is not even filmed in India, so it
I mean, that's a good point. Yeah, we looked it up, because I stay till so a lot of people don't know, I stay till the end of the credits. These guys, they get up early. I think they have to go bathroom or something. They can't wait. But at the end of the movie, it said filmed in Indonesia.
Yeah.
I think that was during COVID time, and so in India they were pretty strict. They're not allowing anything.
So I wonder, would it have looked differently had it been in?
See, there is a different expression of people in different cultures. And when I looked at, I didn't know that it was filmed in Indonesia, but the people didn't look like Indians. I mean, they look like Indian, but their expressions were different.
We don't want to get you in trouble or anything.
Yeah.
India has people that look of all backgrounds.
Right.
You don't have to look Indian to go to India.
Yeah, but they didn't seem.
I think in India, as far as my memory is in India, I don't think they have underground fighting and all. Too much. That is more of a Far East, a little further, like in China.
So, what a lot of people may not. In the beginning of the movie, he's in this underground fight club.
Right.
A lot of combat.
He's still till the end. Also, he fights there.
That is more
and bedding and all. Open bedding and all. So
that is more in different countries like China and all
and
that.
even Thailand and all, you know, the
But
fun. So maybe that influence came from
Well,
that.
sound off in the email, or if you think India has underground fight club, please email
Please,
us.
yeah,
Cinemama, Papa Mama, Gmail. Let us know if we're right or wrong. We're not.
I mean,
We haven't done the
We
research.
have lived in India for many years.
Never
But I
heard
never
of
heard of it.
But you
we
guys
have-
were maybe
but
a
we have
little
lived
different.
more or
But
sheltered
that might
than
be.
so the times have changed. I don't know. So maybe in certain places, but
But he's talking about his childhood and this and that, and so.
So I do want to touch on a little bit. So he raised poverty. The Dev Patel's character, he's raised in poverty. There's a land dispute where the government comes and takes burning
it was
down.
more of
Eminent
a.
domain.
I don't think
Are
it was
these
government.
now-
It was more of a It's like, you know, people who own in the villages and also they want to mass more acreage, you know, so they'll go and they'll say, give me the land, I'll pay you, give me the
So
land.
in your experience, there is some truth to it.
There
Because he
used
said
to
he
be, but
he wanted
there
to
used
shine
be.
light on
Right,
this
yeah.
issue.
But there used to be. I don't know now. I can't comment too much about it because I've spent last 50 years here, you know, so it's difficult. You know.
Despite what the old man at the gas station thinks, you've been here your whole life.
Yeah.
So basically, he talks about his childhood in this, and then.
And raised in poverty, you know, he has to find his way out. So he ends up, a lot of people, if you haven't seen it, he ends up fighting in these, you know, grudge
For the
matches.
money, yeah.
And he wears a monkey mask when he's fighting. Now, you know, the symbolism of that is it's reference to the Hindu god
Hanuman.
You know.
But that was from the very beginning. His mom used to.
The mask he was trying to pretend to be the god or anything. It's nothing to do with that. It's just that
it was symbolism.
he was fascinated by that
monkey.
that character.
It was an alter ego for him when he fought.
And then I don't think they disrespected the religion in any way, because that was his belief that he is. He felt safe when he prayed.
To him, and plus his mom used to remind him, and from the very beginning they both would pray, you know,
guess,
like that stories.
Yeah, the
about
first
Hanuman.
few minutes of the movie, they're talking about the origin of Hanuman, and he was
right.
And let's be honest here, he was a warrior. We yes, there was peace and all, but he did fight in a big battle, and it looked like this message of the movie, the symbolism using Hanuman.
Right, I think
there
so.
are multiple cuts to the Hanuman fighting the demons.
Right.
There's at one point there's a long shot of him after he's doing his own fighting, where it looks and it cuts to a picture of Hanuman fighting demons. So I think there is some symbolism.
Good over evil.
Good over evil.
Good over evil.
Yeah, the whole Ramayana is like that. So I think,
which is an epic story. A lot of people outside of Hinduism know it's such a popular story, you know.
So basically,
And Hanuman's character is one of the
main characters.
Main character.
Yeah.
Although religion doesn't promote any violence, and it doesn't promote revenge either. And this movie is pretty violent, and it's all about
revenge.
So the religion doesn't have any place in this at all. But
I will say there was some good. He used the religion to, you know, help. At one point, he's doing the therapy with the Hijra community. So at one point, he's fighting people, and then he gets saved within India by the community in a temple. He literally nurses himself back to health in temple.
He healed in the temple, which is a good.
I think that's a good.
I think that was a good thing. They brought it out about the Hijra community, and I especially like the training part. You know, when he went with the Indian drums, played the rhythmic training. You know, rhythm and just and punches, and I guess and then some of the other methods to gain body strength and all. You know, they even because they didn't have proper weight room lifting.
No, there was no elliptical or anything.
Yeah, so.
He was just he had a bag of rice that he was punching.
Yeah.
So I think all that part is really good, and there were not that many peaceful, sweet moments in the film, which should be always a balance between.
You don't think the scenes with his mom and the
they
past
were good.
Yeah.
They were very less time. I mean, more time was all punching each other and killing each other type.
I mean, he had a little bit of love interest with that one woman who helped him.
Yeah.
But there was no
Soft
flesh out.
corner, right? But I think, you know what? I think this was the first movie. Things might change if he makes a sequel. I think
depending how it does, we don't know the
yeah.
box office numbers. I know it did well, like overseas, it did really well.
I don't think it did that well here, but
yeah, I don't think it was well received overseas. And I feel like, but my other question is it even going to be received by typical Bollywood going community? Do you think they might find it too violent?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Because Bollywood movies have some
they have
violence
too,
and fighting.
I don't know how good it'll do in India.
That's what
Hey everyone, Cinerama is sponsored by Monkey Toy. Yes, do you want to see MonkeyMan? Get Monkey Toy. This is not affiliated with MonkeyMan at all, but it is a cool toy. Looks pretty cool, right? Looks like a monkey that might have been used in a nature show or a puppet show. I don't know. It's staring at me and it's kind of freaky. It is not haunted. It is not a voodoo doll. It is no way affiliated with MonkeyMan, but it is a pretty cool toy, and it's a sponsor I can get behind for Cinerama. So enjoy Monkey Toy today.
So he actually was never, if you go back to Slumdog Millionaire, he was never nominated for acting for that. Danny Boyle got the directing.
And I think Best Picture.
Best Picture, yeah.
I
It's
think
funny. There were very few acting nominations for
I think there were 8 awards.
Yeah. But it won Best Picture.
Yeah.
Danny Boyle, who a lot of people don't know, it's so funny because there's a scene in Slumdog Millionaire where the kid jumps into the toilet.
Yeah.
And that's a reference to Danny Boyle's first movie was about heroin. And this guy, heroin users, and this guy in England who he was searching for a drug and he had to go through toilets. So that scene in Slumdog, which people are like, what's that scene about? No, that's him paying homage to his own movie. So
so it was on his thing.
His thing, and then I knew it.
I mean, these people who make films, they have their own story.
They want to tell.
Their own.
They have their own mindset of what India they want to show.
Put, you know, so maybe Dev Patel has some things that he wanted to get out.
I think he wanted to discuss poverty. If you notice in Slumdog also, which we never look, so we can talk a little about Slumdog because we didn't have this show back then. But a lot of people criticize Slumdog Millionaire for portraying poverty
extreme poverty, to the extreme.
But then certain people came out and said, no, that is something we just don't want to talk about it. Like certain Indian people want it. So it got a mixed reaction from people in India as well.
Yeah, but see, Dev Patel grew up in England in Harrow.
Yeah.
It's a very good community in London. So basically, he didn't see all this. So maybe he's just hearing these things and then trying to bring this to the public. Yeah.
Maybe he feels, and my understanding also is he has been trying to make this movie for 12 years. At least 10, 12 years. He's been trying to get this movie off the ground between different action points. And then Jordan Peele, who's been doing a lot of horror movies, he saw an initial cut and said, I will finance and try to get distribution going. It was actually going to be something that would only be shown on Netflix or a streamer, you know. But there was producers that came into play that wanted it to be seen in theater, which is, you know, something that we want to. You want to see it in theater. I still think this movie looks great on the theater, the way the imagery and the way the glass.
Oh
and all
yeah,
that stuff.
anyway, and especially the one-on-one fighting and all. When you
the use of light, the way the red color comes into play. There's a lot of cinematic techniques that are used that you mainly don't see in Indian Bollywood type movies. You might see in different types of movies. So I still think there is a place for this type of movie. Yes, maybe there are certain action movie embellishes that happen. You know, a lot of the irredeemable characters, like the hotel manager, and it turns out it's not just hotel; it's underground sex trafficking,
and all the drugs and everything.
Bad. Yeah. And the language they used was
they were using the Indian
vulgar,
the Hindi curse words.
I mean,
were they Hindi curse words? Or
sure.
I think they could do better with not using that much language.
They were explicit, you know.
But they're also characters. If you're having an action movie with bad people, they need to be bad, irredeemable characters, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I think. He really did too much.
You think so?
Violence,
but when it comes to that, you have to show because he was also
how it will be received by the community of this Oscar and the
No, Oscar
world
likes that
for the-
language also. I am thinking about I don't know how well it'll do in India. That's what I'm concerned.
India,
India
I
is-
don't think
but-
Dev Patel is
Cares.
concerned
Yeah,
about
right, yeah.
how well.
I
it
think
is in
Oscars,
India.
they want to see the authenticity,
Yeah.
from that point of view, he
I
has
think,
to,
yeah, they really
to show the,
received, Slumdog Millionaire was received really well by those.
Well, that was a deeper movie with different thematic
Yeah.
differences. This is a straight action movie. Even like this movie clearly has some fetish hard on for like a John Wick movie, but John Wick doesn't get.
Yeah, John Wick,
The Oscar movie
his
too.
movies will
So
never
if
get
he's-
nominated
yeah.
for acting or anything.
Yeah, I do think there is something to maybe not the but then clearly from an acting standpoint, I will say as someone who's watched Dev Patel in a few movies now, I never saw like Lion or any of the more dramatic movies, but I do think he did portray that tension very well. Of he's clearly got trauma from his mother passing away. He watched his mother be essentially assaulted and beaten by that the captain guy, the police captain.
Yeah, police captain.
A lot of references to police corruption. That's not a which that's a.
But
true
that's
point, though.
where
That
when
may
we
be
talk
true
about
in India, I can say.
no, but that's because when you have this
Overpopulation.
the hotel thing,
Yeah.
which is not really a hotel, it's a sex traffic and all. You have to have some cops who are on the take, Otherwise,
who are kind of corrupt and
all. So
They're getting money from it.
right.
Yeah.
So that's how.
But do you think these things? It's easier to have a corrupt hotel, easier to have sex trafficking, easier to have police corruption when there's overpopulation.
Not just
No,
overpopulation,
there's
when there is
poverty.
disparity in
Yeah,
income.
yeah. But when majority of the population is on the poorer side,
But I think the times have changed now, so I don't know over there. But that's because India doesn't come under third world countries now. It's
a little bit different. Yes.
Actually,
You can't be third world when every major company is coming out. It's good. There's
Not just that,
It's
because
the
but
extreme.
the income level has also the
Yeah.
gap has also moved up. People are getting enough income and good jobs and all. High paid income,
High paid.
very paid jobs.
It's almost like you have the haves and the have-nots in the same, but also the highest disparity.
Indians, the population doesn't like outsiders making a film and showing the way they show India.
So is Dev Patel, because he's not from there, considered
I
outside?
think so.
No, that's
happened
any
even
country
with,
you take.
Yeah, it happened with Slumdog Millionaire. They didn't like that
Because he's British?
I mean, yeah, some outsider comes and portrays India in that way. Same way, I'm hearing that maybe this may be the way they're gonna feel about this also, because it's not even filmed there. Maybe they didn't want to film it over there.
I mean, now we don't know if it was COVID related or if it was, time sensitivity. Maybe the themes also police. Oh, you're going to show police corruption. We don't want that here. But then Slumdog Millionaire showed police corruption, and that was filmed. So it depends.
Yeah.
I think that depends. That's everywhere. People who you're portraying, and from outside, there will always be some resistance.
Right.
So you take any country, Mexico, Canada, here, everywhere there will be.
Even Gandhi movie, some people said that
They criticized that movie.
that the outsiders made it and it wasn't that good. But
Authentic.
I think it was a really good film. I mean, internationally it was appreciated.
Speaking of Oscar, that got Oscar
Yeah.
nomination. Yeah.
Same way with Slumdog Millionaire, got Oscars.
Got Oscars. I as far as Oscars go with this movie, I do think action movies never get the true Oscar respect they deserve. I could see maybe a screenplay nomination or some of the more technical achievements.
Right.
I don't know if he's going to get Oscar.
I doubt it.
But he's a good actor. In Lion also he played really good role.
I think he's good at showing pain through the emotions.
Yeah, and
More than joy.
Yes,
Yeah.
there were more pain than joy in this movie for sure.
Yeah.
Cinerama is sponsored by this thing. Yeah. Helps remove staples, paper clips, or maybe you're stuck at a day job that you don't like and you want to kill time or hurt yourself so that you can get time off. Get this thing today. So you've seen him now in how many movies you would say?
3, I guess.
3.
At least 3. So of the 3 you think, how would you rank the 3 movies he was in?
I think Lion he
Lion was
played
the
the
best, yeah.
best.
Is that based on a book or is that?
Yeah, it is based on the book and it's a
Yeah.
true story of a.
He plays
chap-
a lot of movies with animal themes.
No,
Lion
actually,
and
it's
monkey.
a very sad story, but a very good ending.
Yeah.
He was little boy was lost in a train
Mm.
in India, and then he went to an orphanage, and he was adopted by uh, Australian couple, and Nicole Kidman played his
His
mother.
hotel, yeah.
And then he was taken to Australia. He was raised there, and then then he remembered where he was born in that village, and he came back to look for his family, and he found.
That's where all this Google and everything came handy because
and
he
then
looked for
23andMe, yeah. You need all that
And
stuff.
the parents' mom didn't move from there, thinking someday
He would
he'll
come back.
Yeah.
And he had a brother and a sister, and he finds them, and then and his mother especially, and Nicole Kidman played his mother. She encouraged him to find, and he
Go
wrote a
and
book.
find,
Lion is a book also.
So
I think it was
also-
nominated for
I think he
some
got some
awards.
nominations.
I remember very distinctly that when he came, because he came to that Oscar ceremony and he put the kid who played the younger on his
Like
shoulders,
on
and he's tall himself. So that was the scene. Everybody
like
clapped.
that,
Yeah.
It's good when they show, a lot of these
Right,
movies
right.
that have like the younger actors,
Right.
and a lot of times the younger actors never come.
Yeah.
So it's
Was
nice
he
that
at
they did that.
Slumdog Millionaire?
No.
That was Lion.
That was Lion.
He's had two movies with younger age him, and,
But
and this movie also had a younger age version of him
Version
too.
of him.
He's had to play himself and have a younger version of him in 3 different movies now.
Yeah, so actually,
Maybe I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
I thought it
I
was
don't think
Lion.
Lion went up to Oscar.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but how would
Once
you rank?
again,
Yeah.
audience will.
The audience can decide. But let's stick with MonkeyMan and kind of get a
Yeah,
definitive.
right, yeah.
Where would you rank MonkeyMan? Okay, on a scale of 1 to 5, where do you rank MonkeyMan for both of you?
1 to 5.
5 being the highest.
I'll give it a
I'll-
3 and a
yeah,
half.
3 and a half.
maybe in between.
Because there are
You're
some.
but you're mixed on it. You're
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, because I did think that what we are talking is about like why he's so enraged and nothing. It was because it was a revenge factor because the way they killed his mom.
Mom,
you know,
yeah.
that
And
was
the
whole
community,
thing. And
displacing
that-
the community.
Right, yeah. Anything, the totally community, and he didn't have like other cousins or anything.
No, there was no
all
family.
alone.
He had one.
So then,
yeah.
yeah, that's how.
One little life, and not
Right.
much of a,
Right.
But it's a rise up kind of story too.
Story,
Rags
right,
to
yeah.
not really riches,
Yeah.
But did you guys have any problem with, not to spoil, but there was also a spiritual leader who turned out to be corrupt in the movie? Did you have any problem with the way religious was portrayed? I think the Hanuman theme shows hey, there's evil and you have to be careful.
Fair, right, yeah.
Watch
No,
out for
it didn't bother me.
It didn't bother me because in the end, he was trying to say, when they were one on one.
Yeah. He quote the spiritual guy was quoting Ravana, saying, "Oh,
Right.
I like the empire." Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Sometimes you need
And
that.
did you see in the end, he stabbed him first.
Yeah, he didn't go after.
Right, yeah. He took
He
it
struck
out and he
first.
was
Yeah.
twisting it so that he can really
Really
die,
hurt him,
really. And, so, hey, if it's a revenge thing, and then he wanted to
action,
go till the top,
Yes, and that was the top.
When they say they kill the head of the snake, so
Yeah.
that's how it was.
When you're fighting demon, you have
demon,
to.
right, yeah.
So the symbolism of the religion was okay. You
Yeah.
enjoyed the action. You just thought more of the corruption was. And so obviously Dev Patel, he's done a few of these type of movies. With Slumdog, a lot of. Would you say it was better than Slumdog? Because Slumdog got such a big. Non-Indians especially really got into Slumdog, and I was in my head. I think this shows a different, more creative side than Slumdog. So I personally preferred this over something like Slumdog. I think Slumdog got too much mainstream, a lot of white people, non-Indians appreciate Slumdog. They all kind of know it. But this to me felt like a more creative endeavor, whether you want to count the performance, the action.
I think this.
cinematic. I think more people should watch this movie.
I think this movie will resonate with the non-Indians also.
More, yeah.
Yeah, more.
Now, do you think, so where would you rank compared to Slumdog Millionaire? Do you think this was better or worse or the same?
No, I like the Slumdog Millionaire because there was a love story in there.
Okay, so from that more angle, you...
Yeah, it was a better story, I think.
But from technical and maybe...
I think direction was also good here, and
plus,
acting was good.
And which movie?
And plus,
MonkeyMan.
Plus, Mom is more. There was no that much violence in there. Violence was not in there. Slumdog Millionaire did.
But there was more.
Less violence, certainly less violence,
but
by a lot, I think, because not his character did anything. His character only did in the end.
But there were probably more gratuitous scenes in Slumdog. If you think about jumping and shit. The torture. The torture. One guy's torture. For a non-action movie, that movie has a lot of disgusting moments.
Yeah, there were a lot.
Whereas this was just general violence and gore, So it's very interesting, these two movies, as much as they're different, they're also similar in a lot of, ways.
I think this is the kind of movies he's in.
He just likes, he's used to doing these movies so much.
Yeah, I think Lion was the only one that was
more, dramatic, serious, less gratuitous.
But the other two movies, you cannot pin it on him because he was just an actor. They took him as an actor. He didn't have
was a young actor.
Say. Yeah, right. I don't think he had any say in any of the scenes or any of the storylines and all.
I mean, he also, I don't know how much you know, he got his start on a British show called Skins, which is about young kids having sex. So his whole acting career has been sort of not gratuitous, but more, adventurous movies. Certainly a little more controversial.
Yeah, he's 33 years old.
Yeah.
So he started pretty young.
Pretty young, yeah. But overall, would you recommend people to see MonkeyMan?
Yeah,
I certainly think
I agree with that. Yeah.
And I think.
And if you're not Indian, you will even though there's subtitles. I still think there's enough English.
If you're a movie goer,
yeah,
you don't want to miss this because it's different and it's you may like it, you may not like it, but at least worth seeing it.
It's worth seeing. It's worth and Dev Patel has wide catalog of films, whether it's Lion or Slumdog Millionaire. I personally think this was a little bit better than Slumdog Millionaire. I've never seen Lion. Maybe I'll see that. But you kind of spoiled the whole Lion movie, so we'll see. I might still. Maybe I'll read the book first. We'll see.
Yeah, I have a book.
I think we have the book over there. Yeah. You keep the book out for when people come over.
Yeah, I do have a book.
Yeah.
It was just around here only. But the thing is, would it be nominated or not? I don't know. How many nomination it will get? Maybe at least few.
More on the technical side. Maybe screenplay.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Maybe he might be nominated.
I don't know for acting.
Those kind of characters, one man wrecking crew.
Yeah.
I think directing he might get nominated. Screenplay, and maybe as a actor.
We'll see. But this has been our episode on MonkeyMan. Enjoy Dev Patel films as well, and if you're out there, if you haven't seen a movie in a while, go see a movie in the theater. Did you guys appreciate seeing it in the theater?
Yeah, obviously if it's some surround sound, always that's all the sound system.
One of the few movies, we've been doing the show for a while. Not all the movies we've gotten to see together, but this one we made a point to see together. So please keep supporting the movies, keep supporting the arts, keep supporting going to the theaters again.
Good music, a little bit, whatever the music was.
They did do a lot of good music in there. A Punjabi metal band I'm familiar with called Bloodywood, they were featured in the movie as well. That was a nice surprise. But keep supporting these movies. If you want us to review a movie, email us cinerama@papaandmama@gmail.com. We have episodes, one more episode for this month. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. These guys don't have social media, but if you want to get a hold of them, you can email. They will answer emails. We might be doing Patreon next month. But that's it for Cinerama for this week's episode. Take care, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
See you next week.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.